Now, Pakistan's government has been stepping up efforts to deport Afghans without proper documentation. Hundreds of thousands of Afghans who are in Pakistan are facing expulsion. The crackdown comes after a row between Islamabad and Kabul over allegations the Taliban-controlled government harbours anti-Pakistan militants. But critics say the move unfairly targets Afghans who've lived in Pakistan for generations. Let's get more from Shamal Shams, who joins us now from DW Asia. Hi there, Shamal. Can you tell us more about the conditions that refugees are facing in these camps? I mean, are they getting any support at all from the Taliban regime?
Well, the conditions are horrific. The conditions are squalid. But what do we expect from the Taliban, who can hardly run their own country, the country that they are ruling at the moment? The economy is in such a bad shape. They have almost no money to run the country. And on top of it, Pakistan is now sending all these Afghan refugees in such big numbers. So there are makeshift camps in Afghanistan that the Taliban regime the Taliban authorities have prepared for these refugees that are coming from Pakistan. But the conditions are really dire. But do we want to blame the Taliban for this? The Taliban who are incompetent in governance, the Taliban who have almost no funds, who are not interested in human rights and taking care of refugees. I think the blame goes to Pakistani authorities for this kind of terrible situation that these people are facing in these camps, who had been living in Pakistan for decades, so many years, and now they have been forced to live in these makeshift camps that the Taliban have arranged for them. Pretty bad situation.
The UN Refugee Agency warned weeks ago that many of those facing deportation would be at risk of human rights violations, such as arbitrary detention, torture, for example. Do you know if this is already happening?
Well, some reports say that this is happening in these camps. And it's not just about the camps. These people, obviously, it's a long route that they take from Pakistan to the border areas of Afghanistan. So along the way, a lot of human rights violations are happening. And the biggest human rights violation is that these people have been uprooted from their homes. And they are forced to go to a country which is not livable right now. So that's the biggest human rights violation in my opinion. And along the way, this is happening. In the camps, this is happening. But we don't get so many reports from the camps because the Taliban are ruling the country. So there is no independent news coming that much from that part of the border. Mm-hmm. So, but it's a very difficult situation for all these people. And I won't be surprised that quite a lot of people will end up in jails in Afghanistan. And it's a bad situation for these people in Pakistan and Afghanistan both.
Shamal, what? I mean, as we heard, many of these people have been living in Pakistan for decades, some for all their life. Why were they never able to obtain the papers to live in Pakistan legally?
Because it is not easy to get these papers in Pakistan. These people came, quite a lot of them, not all of them. A lot of them came in the 80s when Pakistan was supporting the US and the West in the Afghan war against the Soviets. So there was a migration at that time in the 1980s. Then after 9/11, quite a lot of Afghans came here. Then after the Taliban seized Kabul again in 2021. So this has been happening for a very long time. And in such big numbers, Islamabad thinks that they cannot give legal documents to all these people because then it's all about politics. Then they have to give them the voting rights. Then it's about politics, constituencies. Which parties do they support? The rights they get as Pakistani citizens. And Pakistan is not a country with a very good economy right now. So you can imagine the kind of economic burden with these people. Although these people have been helping Pakistan in so many ways in terms of the economic tasks they have been performing for all these decades. It's a difficult situation, and it's not easy to get these papers. Quite a lot of people have taken some documents illegally. It is possible in Pakistan, but for all, it is not really that easy.
All right. Shamal Shams, thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.